Quaternion Process Theory 3.5, the Integral Semiotic Cybernetic Framework. This is a unified theory of inference, creation, collective intelligence, and coordinated adaptability. This framework defines cognition as movement through space, characterized by 4 elements. Invariants are what persists. Operations are the movements themselves. Loops are self-sustaining patterns for viable intelligence, and development is growth through attraction toward viable configurations. QPT 3.5 synthesizes 6 theoretical traditions. These include Peircean semiotics, Wilberian integralism, Beer's VSM, QPT 3.1 to 3.2, Peircean cosmology, and Alexandrian pattern language. The generating distinctions rely on Peircean categories: firstness, quality; secondness, actuality; and thirdness, mediation. These are crossed with the Wilberian axes of interior versus exterior and individual versus collective. This results in the 12-cell matrix space. Complete cognition requires all 12 cells, as partial engagement leads to partial understanding. Cells are grounded through experiential, dialogical, and empirical means. The quality sensing cell, 1CE, is where we perceive the elegance and fitness of a formal structure. Without one CE engagement, systems grow formally but not agapically, meaning toward viable configurations. The matrix space is navigated by operations and invariants. Operations include unfold, concretize, transfer, compress, differentiate, and hold on. These allow movement across the categorical and structural dimensions of the matrix. Viability requires 9 canonical loop systems in specific relations. Individuals and collectives are not substances, but self-contained loop systems, with architectures for operations, metasystems, knowledge, and grounding. The operational loop, OO, is the fundamental unit of autonomy, involving skilled activity and immediate feedback. The coordination loop, OC, facilitates autonomous protocol generation from bottom-up interactions. The metasystem encompasses management M, audit M**, intelligence I, and policy P. Intelligence now uses the 1CE cell to sense the qualitative fitness of the system's architecture. The knowledge spiral, OK, operates in the abstract. The grounding check, OG, forces shared beliefs down to empirical conditions. Legitimation, OL, reinforces shared meaning through formal rules. Collectives emerge when individual loops entrain. They are patterns of loop coupling, not separate entities. This coupling involves 5 modes of participation, from operational parallelism to identificatory participation. Tensions are structural engines to be held, not problems to be solved. The central homeostat balances opposing forces, such as policy P, balancing intelligence I, and management M. Autonomy involves containment, agapic, versus command, anancastic. Containment provides mediating boundary conditions, while preserving local variation and felt quality. Command imposes rules, leading to degradation. The categorical return principle states that every upward movement through abstraction must have a corresponding downward return to remain grounded. Ungrounded abstraction is the root of bureaucracy and ideology. There are 2 modes of change: adaptation and development. Adaptation revises content within the existing loop structure, operating continuously. Development, however, changes the loop structure itself, establishing new relations and having a punctuated character. Coordinated adaptability relies on distributing variety absorption across the entire metasystem. If environmental complexity concentrates only in management, the system overloads and collapses, as shown by the QPT 3.5 update to Ashby's law. Process evolution involves the development operator. The principle of generative tension states that managing one tension produces conditions for new ones. Maturation is the intensive development and progressive accumulation of held tensions. Systemic pathologies include arrest, where a tension remains unrealized, regression, where supporting loops degrade, and collapse, where a balancer is captured. Protocol imposition, where coordination operates without bottom-up grounding, is a key diagnostic focus. QPT functions as a living pattern language. Generative linguism means the theory grows through application. The Alexandrian warrant highlights that the language extends when domains reveal inexpressibility, guided by a felt attraction. This scene shows a relationship diagram, likely summarizing the various concepts and their interactions within the QPT framework. The specific dynamics are visually represented here. This diagram illustrates a complex structure involving multiple components and connections, reinforcing the interconnected and holistic nature of the integral semiotic cybernetic framework. Another visual representation emphasizes the hierarchical or layered structure of the framework, indicating how different loops and systems interact at various levels of complexity. This scene further details the architectural relationships, showing the flow and exchange of information or influence between different operational units within the system. Intelligence is not structural, it is dynamic. Viable systems do not merely survive their environments, they grow through felt attraction toward viable configurations. QPT provides the living language to map, diagnose, and design that growth.